I am sat in my Volkswagen Golf GTI that I got for a great price, but there's a reason I got it for a great price.
And that's because when I bought this car, it had seen better days. The bodywork had scratches and dents all around it. The headlights were cracked, the bumpers were scuffed, and it had 140,000 miles on the clock. And it hadn't been serviced in a long time.
And on top of all of that, if you were seen in the last video, this car sprung up an engine management light, which I'm not too pleased about because this car hasn't been serviced in a long time. So in today's video, we're going to get that sorted, check out what it is, hopefully fix the issues, and then we can go ahead and put some fun stuff on this car. Before we get into that, let's sort this car out first.
So the first thing I did was plug it in to see what faults it was throwing up, and I had the same as before, unfortunately. It was giving me the raised position switch fault, so I looked it up and it told me that it was to do with the EVAP system. And I also saw that it had a fuel sensor issue in the amber.
Now the fuel pump is located in the back underneath those back seats. And this is one of the issues that I think is going to cause an issue down the road. The fuel pump was an issue, but it weren't red, so it was amber. So I'm thinking maybe that's the car telling me it's on the way out. So just to be safe, we're changing it anyway. So let's get this fuel pump in. I've got one here. Hopefully that is causing an issue because I didn't want to have to buy that for no reason. And hopefully it doesn't cause any issues afterwards. So let's get this fuel pump put in.
The first thing we need to do is pull the 15 amp fuse for the fuel pump. Next, take out the back seats while pulling them up.
So you'll have to pull the wiring out from here and then pull this up. You should be able to just pry the whole thing up and then the fuel pump sits underneath it.
So we need to unplug the wire and pull up the cover. Unplug the fuel pump, then release the two lines on the top. And you're almost set, so you just need to tap the cap off the top which clamps it down and you can pull it out. And I didn't want to waste my fuel, so I poured it back in.
Now we're going to get this on. I have to put this seal back around the side of it, drop that on, and then we can slot it back in. Now before I'm going to build it up fully, I'm going to make sure everything actually works and it's not spewing out a load of fuel. So I'm going to start the car, fuse is back in, everything seems to be plugged up fine. I'm just double checking just in case there is some components that I might need to swap over that I didn't actually know about. So let's start it up and hopefully everything should be okay and it's not leaking. Third time's a charm, eh? It works. At least I hope it works.
We got away with it. So now we can clean up the fuel spill, drop the cap back on, plug it in and drop the seats back in.
Now next on the list is I've got a little fix to do because as you know we did the coilovers and I did the rear suspension, but I think I've done something wrong because if you listen, the car is squeaking. And I think it's a spring pan on the back where the camber adjustment is. I think that has come slightly loose, so it's squeaking. So we're going to get it in now, tighten it up and see if that fixes it. So these are the camber adjustments right here. That's what I think has come loose, but I will be checking all of these here and all of these here just in case, but I think it's going to be this. Actually, ignore me, this is actually the toe adjustment, so that's this way. And it was slightly loose, but I've just put it to where I think is eye level and straight, so it should sort it, I think. So that is one issue fixed. As you can hear now, it doesn't squeak anymore, which is perfect. So that is one issue fixed. Now it's time to put some more stuff on this car. Now next we have to fit the EVAP system. Now the EVAP system is what we're showing up saying reacts immediately, so I think it's kind of important that we get this done today, and that's this. Now this runs, as you can see here, it goes down and all the way back into the engine, and it's all of that there, and that looks like an absolute nightmare to fit. So what I'm thinking is cut this end piece off just here, change this unit alone, and then refix it along here. Unplug it, unclamp it, and put the new one on, and then hopefully this gets rid of that react immediately engine very bad faults.
First you'll need to unplug it, then pull the rubber pipe back held on by a small clamp.
All we need to do is chop it here, stick the new one on. Then we are going to plug this in and hopefully get rid of all of them faults.
So now we can cut the line and you're all done, ready for the new one. I just used a small bit of pipe to connect the two and it worked perfectly. Plug it back in and connect the pipe back up and you're all done.
So now that's all done, it's time to plug it in and see if it's cleared all these codes. Let's plug it in.
So it's time to see if this fixed my issue, and as you can see the faults are still there because I haven't cleared them yet. So we're going to go ahead and run the car and clear all the faults, run it again and see what we're left with. And boom, all the engine faults are gone and we're finally in the green.
And there you have it, there is nothing else on the dash anymore, so that is a clean Mk6 Golf GTI with 0 faults. Now, it's time to put an exhaust on this car, so I can't wait to hear this now. So let's go in, let's put this exhaust on.
So here it is. This is from Gravity Performance and this is a catback. I literally saw this on eBay for relatively cheap and decided I'm going to buy it without even seeing if it sounded any good. So we're hoping it does, but I'll give you another full price rundown at the end of the video. But it surely is going to look better than the stock exhaust, as you can see how much bigger the tips are in comparison as well. First thing is to remove this sleeve, but the bolts were corroded off, so we just cut it off.
Nice.
Yes. And here is the full thing laid out. This looks sick. Next we need to release all the hangers holding the exhaust up, as you can see me doing here. And once we've done that, we can drop the exhaust out from the back. And there you have your stock exhaust off, and this looks so weird without an exhaust on. Now we're going to loosely build this thing up on the floor first, so we can offer it up as one big piece and do all of our adjustments while it's on the car, so we can see where it needs to be positioned with the gaps on the rear diffuser. Now the original sleeve wasn't playing ball, so to speed up the process we just belt sanded the bolts off and replaced them with new ones. And once it was released we can tap it off, but obviously I wasn't hitting this hard enough.
Hit it, man! Nice.
Now we have Jason's approval, we can offer it up, hooking it back onto the original hangers, allowing us to tighten everything up and get this thing straight.
So the exhaust is all on now and it looks really, really good. However, the clamp for this here has broken, so we're having to go to GSF to get one of them, but this looks really, really nice. I can't wait to hear this. This looks so good. Right, let's get this clamp from GSF, let's get this on, and we can finally hear what this thing sounds like. So in true Alex fashion, I didn't get it done on that same day because what you didn't see was the absolute nightmare we had with that exhaust clamp, but we did get it done in the end. It does still need a slight bit of adjustment, so that will be done off camera, but that clamp was an absolute nightmare. What you didn't see was we couldn't get one at all. Jason was driving around, so huge shout out to Jason. He was literally driving around for ages trying to find this exhaust clamp, couldn't find one, and we actually had to get one of my mates to come down, Harry. Again, huge shout out to you because he came down. He was the only person within 10-mile radius with an exhaust clamp, and he came down, helped us fit it, and we got this car ready for the road because this car would still be on the ramp today if we didn't get that exhaust bracket. So huge shout out to the pair of you, thank you. You've helped massively get this exhaust done. This is off eBay, this is nothing special. I of course driven it here. It sounds very good under load, kind of how a GTI should have sounded. The factory is one of those, it just sounds a little bit better, it's nothing too special. It does sound good under load, just not kind of when you're sitting still revving it because it has got a soft limiter as well. So let's have a listen. I would say that's a good upgrade, a cheap, good upgrade. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that sounds good. So as a whole, I don't think we've spent that much in this video, considering we only had to pay for 3 things. That was the exhaust, the EVAP system, and the fuel pump. Now, the fuel pump, cheap and cheerful, it cost me £60. That was new and I just fitted it straight away, so it didn't cost us anything for labour. And that's the same for the EVAP system, but that was only £35 and it fixed everything. So I'm happy with spending that little bit of money on fixed parts instead of fun parts. So the exhaust again was off eBay. It was cheap and cheerful. It's a nice, beautiful new exhaust and it only cost me £350. Now, overall, I don't think that's too bad. I'll put the figure on the screen now of how much we spent this video compared to last video and what we have left. Now, I'm pretty sure we're just over three and a bit £1,000 left for this budget. So that should tell you what we're actually doing to this car. Now, I have a lot planned for it, but a lot bigger stuff down the line. So we've got quite a bit of the budget left to play with. So you can imagine how much this car is going to change in the next few videos. So stay tuned for that. But overall, I think we've done quite well so far, considering this car we've changed the looks, the sound, front and the rear, and it already looks actually quite nice without anything like wheels or a possible colour change. So we'll get on to that, but that is for the next few videos. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Stay tuned for more videos like this and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.